and welcome to a conversation with our Amber Grant winner for July 2022. Today we're speaking with Kayla Brown, the owner of Fire Doll Studio, who's our winner for this month. I'm Marsha Layton Turner, and I'm one of several Women's Net Advisory Board members, and I have the great pleasure of talking to all of our winners. So Kayla, thank you so much for making time today to chat with me.
Yeah, thanks for, oh my gosh, thanks for this incredible honor. We're so excited.
So let's start at the beginning. Tell me a little bit about Fire Doll. What do you do? What do you sell? Tell me a little about the name.
Yeah, well, Fire Doll Studio is an artisan chandlery, which is just a fancy name for a candle maker shop. So it's a little different from a candle store in that we actually make all of our candles on site. It also gives us the ability to have candle making workshops for the community here in the shop. So it's a really cool little vibe in here. We specialize in very cool, very quirky candles. So we kind of take the wonderful luxury item that a candle is, and we just kind of, add a little bit of artistic flair to it. So that's what we love to do here. We are very passionate about using natural materials. I got into doing this because of my asthma. I love candles, but I cannot burn commercial candles in my home. So, in a never-ending quest to find a candle that I could burn and enjoy in my house, I just realized after a while that, the only way to really do that is just to make it myself, because then I know exactly what's in it. A lot of times the candles that you buy in a store, even when they're advertised as soy candles, it only has to be 50% soy wax in order for it to be advertised as a soy candle. So who knows what that other 50% is? And a lot of times they're paraffin blends. So that being a petroleum byproduct is usually the culprit. So, we've been able to kind of, fine tune that and explore candle making and in an artistic way using completely natural ingredients. So we're super proud of that.
Awesome. Well, I was online looking at some of your samples. So can you show us some of them? Because I
Yeah,
just think they're so
absolutely.
fun.
So this is what we call it, the cactus garden. So this is an all natural soy wax. We use two different types of soy waxes. This is a pillar blend, and this lower base here is a container blend. So we get the fun shapes out of a harder wax with a higher melting point. And then the base of the candle is an aromatherapy grade soy wax. So that's what basically all that means. It's a softer wax with a lower melting point, and we can pack a lot more fragrance in it. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. So that's a really fun one. And we also have, I brought a little cotton candy. So we actually hand pipe this. This is the same soy base. And we actually use the same container soy here, except we mix it with, we do the color and the scent, and we keep it moving until it cools to just the perfect temperature. And it's the consistency of whipped cream, sort of.
Wow.
And we can actually hand pipe that. So that's kind of a fun technique. And then we also do simple molded candles, like this little cupcake. It's just a little peach cupcake, and we do these in all sorts of flavors, but we try to keep it really kind of cool and fun and quirky, We're always having fun with it. And we are always hungry. You gotta be careful what you eat around here, because you never know.
But they're so lifelike, really. I mean, so realistic.
Yeah, it's, we really love nostalgia. Smell is so closely tied to memory. So we really love to play with nostalgia. So, cotton candy is something that, as a kid, you remember going to the fair, going to, local hangs and there being cotton candy. And, we do ramen noodles, we do s'mores, we do all kinds of fun stuff.
That's awesome. So you mentioned that you have in-house candle workshops.
Yeah.
And you have products that you sell online. Do you think that variety is the secret to your success, or is there something else that you think you've done really well to give you all this growth?
I think that having such a diversity in what we offer has been huge for us. So, we have the retail store, which is relatively new for Fire Doll. I started Fire Doll in 2011. But I did it at home, and I just sold at markets, and it was kind of a side hustle. But the pandemic totally changed my life. I lost 2 jobs. And I actually mowed yards for an entire summer to pay bills. And when the winter hit, I thought, well, gosh, normally I'd be doing my candles right now for the markets, but there were no markets, so I just moved it all online. Um, and that evolved into right. I'm kind of using whatever resources I had, and when the world opened back up, the online subscription services that we do, monthly and seasonal, in addition to the online store, did really well over that winter. So when the world kind of opened back up, I had people stopping by my candle studio asking if it was a candle store, and I was, no, it's just my studio. So my landlord offered me the space that we're in now, so we could have the storefront. So I was able to get a little storefront. So we have retail. We still do the online subscription services, monthly and seasonal. And so that's just, curated candles that show up at the house. It show up at your house either, once a quarter or once, a month. And then we also have the online store. We do wholesale now, the candle workshops. So we have a lot of diversity in what we can offer here. So when one sort of slows down, the other kind of picks up, and we always have something in motion. So that's been really helpful for us.
That's so smart. But it sounds like you really grew organically, from a side hustle to this multifaceted business. That's really so exciting.
It's been really fun.
So now that you've won $10,000, what are your plans for that? How are you going to use it to continue to grow the business?
We actually have found a new location. We have very quickly grown out of this tiny, you can't really tell the scale, but it's very small here. And there are 4 of us now. That's gone from just me to 4. And which is really great, being able to have, create jobs for the community. And now we've actually, since we are doing so much, the wholesale and our mail order side has picked up a lot. We are completely out of space. So we actually have found a new space, and had been on the fence about signing that lease and making that move, but this has been the game changer for us. So we can sign the lease, we can get into this new space. It will open up an event side for us, so we can offer we have a lot of requests for private candle making parties, team building workshops for the university here or the hospital here. It will really open up a lot of space to have larger events. We can do candlelight yoga. Our online sales manager is a yoga instructor. So candlelight yoga. We can do candlelight concerts. I'm a musician as well. So, we can just offer a lot of cool events for the community. More activity. It'll create more jobs in the community. We'll have the capacity to create 2 new positions right out of the gate. So it's just been a huge game changer for us.
Amazing. I'm so excited for you.
We are too. We're very excited.
So you've really, in the space of, it sounds like a couple of years. You started, you said in 2011, but since the pandemic, really things have changed quickly. So what's some advice that you might give an aspiring woman entrepreneur? Anything that you've learned in this time of fast growth that you might pass along?
Oh, absolutely. My biggest piece of advice would be, and it was something that I learned just in probably the last year, because we've been in this location for just a year. And when I decided I was going to do this, everybody told me I was crazy, that it was, I'm a big dreamer anyway. So my friends maybe are used to that about me, but I had so many people say it's too big of a risk, don't do it. And if I had listened to all of those people who were kind of, naysaying a little bit, and kind of challenging this dream that I had, if I had listened to them, I wouldn't be here right now. So, and it has just been an amazing journey, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So I was really grateful that I listened to my gut, and I believed in this dream that I had. So I would say, just keep, if you really feel it in your gut, if you really believe in it, just believe in yourself, follow your gut, follow your passion, because you never know where it could take you.
I think that's such, wise words. And also I noticed that you were smart about it. You didn't just quit all your jobs and jump in without demonstrating that there was demand. It sounds, just from what you've shared, that it was a gradual, you believed in the vision, but you started out as a side hustle, and you kept other sources of income to be able to fund this. And then grew as demand called for it, right?
Oh, absolutely. We, we are, we have the benefit of being the only candle store in town, so there's, that's helpful. But along the way, it has been experimenting. It has been seeing what works. The candles that we make now are not the candles that we made, that I made 10 years ago at the market. So it's been, over a decade now of, learning and just kind of creating my own process and, really exploring it and not being afraid to try weird things and see what happens, so, just that sort of thing has been really, really helpful. Just being able to experiment and really following those little thoughts and those little ideas and seeing where they go.
Yeah. Yeah. Being able to try on a small scale. And then if it goes well, then
Move on to the next
jump
thing.
in, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kayla, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I just find it so fascinating. I know the Women's Net community is going to really enjoy hearing your story. And congratulations again on being our July Amber Grant winner.
Thank you for this amazing honor. We are so excited.